we're going to go ahead and get started. I hope the other guys join because they wanted to know about, one of them wanted to know about diabetes and high blood pressure. So Tanya, I'd love, because he asked me about high blood pressure, I'd love for you to tell your experience yesterday, you know, the short part of it, not, and then so I can let them know, or especially that this one person who wants to come, because he obviously has a problem with both diabetes and high blood pressure. So if you don't mind, maybe we could open up with that.
So I do suffer from high blood pressure. I take daily medication. July, I think we started this current wellness detox journey, what, 10 days ago? Maybe
about, yeah, maybe. About
so yesterday, I just, well, in the middle of the night, I started feeling really dizzy, and it lasted all day. Got up, went to work. I was dizzy, like severely dizzy all day long. Like it was throwing me off balance. That's how bad it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I got home, I let July know. I was like, man, I've been dizzy all day. I've taken my blood pressure medicine because I take it daily. I'm like, I'm trying to avoid an ER visit because I only have one kidney, and I know that I cannot sustain that blood pressure that high, as well as I suffer from AFib. And so that is throwing my heart rate off and everything. So I was really concerned about it. Well, long story short, July told me, you know, I needed rest and I needed some minerals. And so she told me to take some magnesium. And so I had some magnesium calm, and I took me a healthy dose of magnesium calm, just the powder mixture.
Mm-hmm.
And within 1 hour, I felt 1,000% better. I mean, 1,000% better.
That's amazing.
And the next day, I slept. I still had dizziness in my sleep because that's how bad the dizziness was, but it had subsided. And when I woke up this morning, I was completely normal and back to my regular self.
Okay, and then what was you mentioned something about a lack of sleep?
So I hadn't had, because I'm detoxing, I had taken black seed oil Monday at about 5 p.m. And because I wanted to take it as soon as I get home. So I took that Monday at about 5, and at about maybe 11, 12 o'clock in my sleep, I started noticing that I started having postnasal drip. And it was so bad that it was interfering with my sleep. So I didn't get good rest. Then the next day, I didn't get good rest. My sleep was thrown off. I couldn't really get to sleep. So that's 2 days of me not sleeping. And when you have high blood pressure, if you do not get proper rest, your blood pressure will spike. And oh, did mine spike. I don't want to scare anybody and tell them what it was, but it was high.
Mm-hmm.
It was high. It was dangerously high.
Yeah, that had me. I couldn't sleep.
Mm.
And I wanted to check on you, but I refused to check on you in case you were sleeping.
Mm.
And I didn't want to wake you because I know how important it is to remain asleep at a time like that.
And I still didn't sleep yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Because the crazy part is my blood pressure is high, but I have so much energy because I feel so good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm having side effects from the high blood pressure, but we now know why.
Yeah. And that's common to have that good feeling. How can I put this? As you start getting used to having it, as you start getting used to having that good feeling and it becomes normal, you have to remember all the things you did to achieve it so that you can successfully maintain it. Because any little thing can cause a setback. And when that setback happens, oh, you quickly remember. You start to remember things like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's why I stopped doing this. Or this is why I can't, eat a whole bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos,
Right.
jalapeno cheddar, But anyway, yeah, so, and then I know that, because I had mentioned, that one thing about the water when you get up and down that can cause dizziness. But I had said that there are certain minerals and different things that we are depleted of that goes hand in hand with that too. And so in your case, the magnesium really helped. And that's the first thing they'll give you in the ER if you come in there for like any type of heart trouble or heart attack or something like that. They will hurry up and infuse you with magnesium. I'll talk about what she brought her family here for, and that is when we were discussing the information about how our bodies will or won't absorb what we eat. So I just wanted everybody to kind of picture a sponge. So the analogy is if you picture a sponge and you think about everything that you ate. So a donut, chicken, and a taco. Let's picture that in one meal. Now, hopefully, if it was a certain percentage of people, they might have some veggies in that taco, right? And then you got the rotisserie, which is, thank goodness, it's a little bit more softer than like fried chicken on the system. And a donut just kind of sticks no matter what. You throw it, let me just tell you this, if you take your food and you throw it on the wall like a baby would in a high chair, either it's gonna stick to the wall or it's gonna slide down fast.
A donut, or it may not stick at all.
Huh?
It may not stick at all.
Yeah, hopefully it won't.
Depending upon the quality of it, right?
Yeah. Hopefully it won't stick to the wall. But if it does stick to the wall, you can just about imagine what it's doing inside your body.
Right.
Kind of the same thing. Now, your body is like a sponge. And if you chew up some rotisserie chicken and you chew up the taco with the corn shell and whatever meat, probably more than likely beef, even if it's ground turkey or what have you, you put all that on the sponge and you're just imagining, a little bit of saliva. So maybe, a little bit of water. What we're going to do is we're going to imagine that we're putting this in like a little bowl, mixing just a little bit of water to mimic your digestive juices, and then mash it up. And then you're going to put that mixture on top of a damp sponge. What do you think that sponge is going to absorb? Do you think it will absorb that much of the meat and the corn shell? It won't absorb that much of it. And then, so same thing, what about the rotisserie chicken? You had that with just, a little bit of water in a bowl and you poured that on top of a damp sponge. How much do you think will get absorbed into that sponge? Mm-hmm. And you guys ever hear people talk about how many times you should chew your food or how important it is to chew your food? Yeah. So, Marky, what do you think about the donut?
It's not going to get absorbed much at all.
Yeah. You hear his echo? Mordecai likes to repeat everything after him. So when you don't get to absorb that much, and especially if you are not literally drinking enough liquids behind it, or not even necessarily behind what you ate, the healthiest thing to do is to wait and allow your stomach juices to digest the food you ate, and then after you give that a little time, then drink your beverage. But regardless of any of that, we need to keep water in our bodies like a plant. And if we don't remain hydrated, the sponge is not going to absorb much at all, right? Because now it's sitting there dry. So it really ain't going to absorb much. But still, that bacteria, see on the outside, is the same on the inside. So if you have that food there, sitting there in a bowl, that's what it's doing inside your stomach. Day after day, it's rotting. That's why it's important to go to the bathroom. So don't believe the hype when they say, oh, if you go to the bathroom a couple times a week, you're safe. That's normal. Truth of the matter is that it is common, but it's not a healthy normal. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. Tanya, you're finally getting a chance to see what it's supposed to be like.
Right. Right.
And then you got that feeling. Do you know how many people would do whatever for that, to be able to have that feeling that you said that won't allow you to sleep? That's a priceless feeling right there. So if you are not constantly keeping your sponge hydrated, it's not gonna absorb. It's not gonna push out what you put in. So it's not gonna metabolize easily because it doesn't even have enough water to move.